Christmas is the best time of the year. Snow, presents, cookies. You can really feel that magic in the air, which is perfect to get inspired to make a game. And just so happens that I've been getting back into game development, so it is a great opportunity. But what kind of Christmas game should we even make? Should it be about the spirit of giving, spreading the joy and love that happens during the Christmas season? No. It shouldn't. I had a great Christmas, but I had something happen that was very traumatic and I'm gonna remember for the rest of my life. So the game I'm gonna make for Christmas is all about sending a message. But that will all make sense in a little bit. Let's just start making the game. So every game needs a main character, and who better for a Christmas game than Santa Claus? So I took the block man from my last video, and then I made him Santa looking and gave him a hat and a beard, and here we go, got Santa. He's a little skinny. And Santa, your dogs are out. You gotta put those away. You're gonna be around children. And of course, Santa's gonna need his sleigh to get around. Otherwise, he's not gonna be able to, do anything. That's boring. So back to Blender we go. I don't know if you guys know this, but I'm kind of a 3D modeling god. And this is what I came up with. Would you believe me if I told you I did this with no reference image? And this is great. So now we can just take both Santa and the sleigh, put them in the game, and we can suction cup Santa to the sleigh. Which means we can try and flip the sleigh over, and Santa's not gonna go anywhere. He's stuck to that thing forever. Which means we now have Santa and his sleigh, but of course we need something to pull it, otherwise he's not gonna go anywhere. So I think we need our last key art asset here. We need a reindeer, and don't you worry, I just whipped something up. Take a look at this. He's beautiful. So with the reindeer done, we can now drag him into the game. I gotta shrink him a little bit. We can now make our 2 columns of reindeer for Santa, and up front and center we got Rudolph, of course. Things are looking pretty good. We now want to write up a quick movement script so that we can actually move the sleigh around. So that's exactly what I did. And just like that, we can play the game, and our Santa's now moving around. We have the start of something beautiful here. I then spent a little bit of time playing around with the idea where each reindeer kind of moves independently and the sleigh just gets dragged behind. But it sucks and I hate it, and I ran into issues. So we're not gonna do that. We're just gonna leave it as is. We can still make the movement better though by adding a little bit of pitch up and down, because going side to side is fun, but going up and down, that's where it's at, I think. I don't really know what that means. And now that we have some basic movement working, we can actually work on some fun things. But first, a little bit of visual polish. You gotta try and make it look nice. I added the script so each reindeer will just kind of bounce up and down. It's like a bad middle ground solution where I wanted the reindeer to move on their own, so this gives a little bit of that independence feeling. And then what are we doing? Santa's not actually even controlling these reindeer. Can't have that. Can't have that. So I added some ropes going all the way through the reindeer lines and attached to each of Santa's hands. And while he may be T-posing now, he is ready to go. He is clearly driving the sleigh. Here's a question. What's the best part of Santa's sleigh? That's right, the rocket booster. Which obviously, there's a rocket boost. That's why I modeled it onto the sleigh. After all, how else would Santa get around the world in one night? It's not the reindeer. They're slow. They don't do anything. So, using Unity's particle system, I made this jet engine exhaust particle that plays as you're driving around, and then if you press shift, you'll actually activate a boost and go much faster, and then the flame gets bigger. So there we go. We got the jet engine boosters on. We are looking good. I imported Cinemachine, which is so much better than the main camera Unity gives you by default. I still love you, main camera. You just kind of suck a lot. Then just set it so it follows around Santa, and we have a third-person controller that, as you're flying around, looks so much better, and it's pretty fun at this point. Last quick thing I'm gonna do is make an animation for Santa so he's not just T-posing anymore. I made it so he kind of just spins, which looks hilarious when he's not driving, but when he's actually moving, it looks a little bit better. And I'm just about ready to call it for movement. I think we're good with this for now. All right, so what's next? I think the first thing we need is a level. Santa doesn't fly around during the day. That's just silly. So let's change the skybox out with a night sky, because this is more thematically correct. And then I added a quick little floor that looks like snow. Oh, speaking of snow, one more thing we can do is using Unity's particle system, add a big box of particles that encapsulates the level, and now it looks like snow's falling everywhere we go. And would you look at this? Oh my god, is this live footage of Santa on Christmas? Because this looks amazing, I think. Because I think this perfectly sets the stage for us to go ahead and kill Grandma. Oh, I'm sorry, was that not clear from what we've been doing so far? That's right, this game is to kill grandma. Does this not make sense? Let me go back a little bit. You see, on Christmas I was traumatized because I was eating a plate of chocolate chip cookies, but little did I know that half of them were actually raisin cookies. Not like oatmeal raisin, just like they look like chocolate chip cookies, but they were raisins, not chocolate. And that is diabolical. That's like the most evil thing you could do in the world. So now I have to make this game so that I can kill grandma. That's like the only way to make things right. That's how you get revenge. And this is certainly on the Christmas brand because there's that song about running grandma over with a reindeer that I can't play or this video will get copyright. So it all fits the theme. It fits the theme. We're fitting the theme. And so for the last time, I went to Blender and made this grandma model. And now we can put her in the game and look, oh, what a happy, smiling grandma waving at us. It'd be a shame if Santa came and pile drived right into her. The collisions aren't working great yet, but we're gonna fix that right now. If there's one thing anybody knows about me watching this channel, it's that I like explosions. They are fun. And this is obviously a place we need explosions. So I took the models and I made a disjointed versions of them. I did this for the reindeers and Santa and the grandma. And this way when we actually crash into the ground and crash with grandma, all the body parts just kind of go flying. Nothing says Christmas like dismemberment. And putting it all together, you get a scene that looks just like this. Yeah, that's right. Never put raisins in the cookies again. As much fun as I'm having blowing grandma up and getting my revenge, I would like to make a game out of this. And I think the best way to do it is to randomly spawn grandma somewhere on the ground. That way you actually gotta find her. This makes it so in case you crash early, then you'll lose. But there's nothing stopping us from like spending an hour just trying to find her, so we'll add a timer. That way it adds a little bit of pressure, and now it's a race to kill grandma before you lose. And a game is shaping before our eyes. The last thing I did was add a couple more objects that spawn randomly across the ground. That way it makes it a little bit harder to find grandma. But she is the only one waving and moving, so that's kind of a nice tell. And with that, we've made a small little stupid Christmas game that you can show to your grandma to scare her from ever putting raisins in cookies ever again, because they are disgusting. And why would you ever mix them with chocolate chip cookies in the same pile? What the hell is wrong with you? Well, anyway, I uploaded the game to itch.io so you can play it in your browser if you want. Links in the description. And that's it. Merry Christmas, everybody. Subscribe if you hate raisins. They don't belong in cookies, ever.
Or anything.